Sir Simon Mayall, originally commissioned into the 15th Line of Hussars, Commander of the Queen's Dragoon Guards. Final jobs, Assistant Chief of the Army, Deputy Chief of Defence Staff Operations, and the Defence Senior Advisor for the Middle East. By family connection, closely associated with the Middle East, by enthusiasm, a historian, and by profession, a proud soldier. The book, the book The House of War, is in many ways a prequel to my last book, A Soldier in the Sand, and it, to an extent, tries to be what I call applied history. It hopes to interest the reader, it hopes to educate the reader, not in a patronizing manner, and it hopes by making the story accessible and readable that people can draw from it lessons and insights that are useful for examining and explaining to themselves and understanding the modern world.
Fantastic. And what would be your top leadership tip from all the experience and perhaps the historical context of the House of War? What would you give as your top tip?
Well, my original top tip, which I still think stands, Jonathan, was purpose, an understanding of purpose, professionalism, and communication. But I now, through the book, as an enthusiastic historian, and I think all people should be, particularly if they're working in this global world, I would say facts, that does link to professionalism, context, absolutely critical to understand, and one which you and I have discussed and come through in a lot of our conversation, empathy.
Yeah.
The capacity to reverse the gaze, and it is treat other people in a manner that is helpful to your own cause, but equally is not self-destructive by not displaying them. So facts, context, and empathy to add to purpose, professionalism, and communications.
That's brilliant. Well, look, General, thank you very much for being on the Inspiring Leadership podcast. I do recommend thoroughly to people the House of War. Loved it, and the audio version is superb. Good luck with the next book that you're doing, which you've been asked by his widow, by General, the widow of General Sir Nigel Bagnall. Field Marshal, of course, who was in my regiment, and I should know better. But then, of course, he went on to have a fabulous career ahead of him and make such a difference to what goes on. And you're doing it with General Mungo Melvin. So I'm looking forward to that double bill. So do come back when you've done that one, and I can listen to that book. But thank you very much for being on the Inspiring Leadership podcast. I've thoroughly enjoyed this discussion.
Thank you very much, Sean. Thanks for the opportunity to talk about the book. Really enjoyed the discussion as well.
Thanks.